It's now 5:11 and preparations are underway for this year's annual Hood to Coast Relay. Coming up on Good Day Oregon, we will introduce you to a member of Providence's team called the Cancer Crushers about what makes their group so special. We're going to take a live look outside now from our Mount Hood Adventure Park Executive camera. We're just a day away now from this year's Hood to Coast Relay. It takes teams, of course, from Timberline at Mount Hood all the way to the Oregon coast. This year's race gets going early tomorrow morning at 2:30 a.m. That is an earlier start time than in years past. The money raised by the Runners Funds research at the Providence Cancer Institute. And Providence also run its own team called the Cancer Crushers. And all 12 runners on that team have been treated for cancer at Providence.
In Health Watch this morning, Fox 12's Marilyn Deutsch introduces us to one member of the team.
Watch Becky run as she gets ready for this year's Hood to Coast, practicing recently at Tualatin Hills Nature Park. Becky Roth has crushed this race 6 times before. She's run marathons too, and she's done it without the fibulas in her right and left legs. They had to be removed to rebuild her jaw so she could beat the cancer spreading on her tongue and jaw. Becky doesn't hide the scars that extend from her ankles to her knees. After surgery, Becky was told she might not be able to run again, but she thought she'd try.
I'm not sure what I can do. Remember what the pattern was at times 11?
Her voice has changed since jaw surgery, but she hasn't let that silence her. Becky continues to work with students as a teacher's aide in Sherwood Public Schools. Becky says she runs Hood to Coast with the Cancer Crushers for one reason: to raise money for the doctors and researchers who helped her survive her 2 battles with head and neck cancer.
Because Providence holds a special place in my heart, and I want to do what I can to support them.
And there's the camaraderie of running with other cancer survivors.
So nice to have other people that understand what we've been through.
When Becky races this Friday, she won't be the only member of the Cancer Crushers wearing a scar. No reason to disguise those reassuring signs of healing. Marilyn Deutsch, Good Day Oregon.
For more information on Providence Cancer Institute and Hood to Coast, go to kptv.com and click on the Providence link.
Now, I will say there's been years where Hood to Coast has been really, really hot, and that's been, not great for the runners. It sounds like the good news is we'll get a little cool down just in time.
Yeah, and Andy Carson has run in this multiple times and said that one morning they had thunderstorms up at Timberline Lodge when they were kicking it off with lightning and whatnot. So yeah, the weather is going to be pretty mild, and Andy's going to have a special forecast in the 6 a.m. hour of Good